A very good morning here from the Temple of Speed. This is the final day of the 2024 Euro 4 Championship. What a race we had yesterday if you did miss the coverage. As you take in live pictures here from the home of the Italian Formula One Grand Prix, it was the Mercedes-AMG Junior Alex Powell who took his maiden victory in Formula 4 car racing. Good morning, everybody. Great to have your company here for races 2 and 3. Race 2 in just a moment as the cars make their way out onto what is, for the moment, a foggy circuit, the first weekend of October. The final round of 3 for 2024, the Euro 4 Championship. Alex Powell taking victory yesterday in, well, let's be honest, it was a chaotic race. 29 drivers taking the green. There was a crash after just barely 1 kilometre of racing. Of the 29 drivers, listen to this, 19 were under investigation. The race stewards leaving the circuit at 10 o'clock last night when the final classification was handed down. As you see the cars roll through pit lane after their initial formation lap. We'll take a look at the grid for you in just a moment. I can tell you that Davide Larini, the driver from Tuscany, has taken pole position for race 2 here this morning. The second generation racer, son of former Grand Prix star Nicola Larini, who of course finished second in that ill-fated 1994 San Marino Formula One Grand Prix for Ferrari, a result which was overlooked by, well, other events which happened that day some 3 decades ago. Davide Larini for the PHM Racing Team, the Golden Machine, car 16 out of pole position. The cars cycled through for another formation lap. Alex Powell, just getting back to race 1, took his maiden victory. The Jamaican, the Mercedes-AMG Junior, finally breaking through for a much-deserved win. Freddie Slater spinning out of position 4 halfway through the race yesterday, fell down to 20th place. There were 3 safety car interventions. Fought his way back to finish in P10. Akshay Bora, when we left the circuit last night, Akshay Bora had taken the series lead by a single point, 96 points to Akshay over Freddie on 95 points. However, Freddie Slater crossing the line in 10th place was elevated to 5th place when multiple drivers ahead of him received penalties. He actually was classified 5th yesterday in race 1 and has taken the championship lead. Freddie Slater, this is race 8 of the 9-race 3-round championship for 2024. Freddie Slater, 104 points. Akshay Bora, 96 points. Hiyu Yamakoshi, who did avoid the carnage, and it was carnage yesterday, 3rd in the series on 83 points. Thomas Stolchamanis, P3 with a storming drive, the Latvian, in car 33 for the Prema Racing Team. Still 4th in the series, still with a chance of taking out the 2024 Euro 4 Championship. And Kin Nakamura Berta, P5 on 57 points. Would need a miracle, would need to win both races here today, and chaos to befall his rivals here this morning, which is unlikely to happen. He's 5th in the series on 57 points. Kin Nakamura Berta will start on pole position for race 3. That is at 3:30 local time this afternoon. The cars coming around onto the grid. Laura Kohler is down on the circuit. She'll try and get a quick word with some of our race contenders here this morning. Just repeating, Davide Larini will pull up onto grid 1 for PHM Racing in the golden car 16. Akshay Bora, grid 2. And 2nd in the championship is the Indian Singaporean from New York in the United States of America. Alex Powell just pulling into position. Grid 3 for the Jamaican. There is the aforementioned Nicola Larini, former Grand Prix racer with Ferrari and Sauber, and of course a stunning career in DTM back when the DTM, well, was something else in the late 1990s. Waits for his boy to pull up into grid 1. Nicola Larini, Grand Prix podium at Imola 3 decades ago with Ferrari. Akshay Bora to the left of your screen, out of grid 2. 29 cars on the grid. This is race 2 of 3 here this weekend. It's a 3-round championship, the second running of the Euro 4 series. The title won in 2023 by the McLaren Junior, Ugo Ugochukwu. James Wharton, P2 in last year's series, and Akshay Bora to the left of your screen was third behind Ugo and James. But a chance to go P1 and claim the Formula 4 championship. Davide Ledini pulls into pole position for the first time in his car racing career. Car 16 for the PHM racing team. Pole position as the sun comes out to shine. Let's hear from the pole sitter, Davide Ledini, who's speaking with Laura Cola.
Hi Davide, fast but unlucky yesterday. So today from pole position, a great chance to revenge this morning?
Yeah, yesterday was a really unlucky race. Maybe I was even going for the podium, but today I'm trying to recover and I will try to win, of course.
Thank you.
The quietly spoken Italian driver from Tuscany turned around down in the chicane yesterday, fought back, actually took fastest lap of the race, did well to get the car restarted, came storming back to the pack. Fastest lap, but picked up 0 points. He's got a chance to avenge that result, starting from grid 1 this morning. Ed Robinson from Mallorca is speaking to Laura Cola. He starts out of grid 5.
Ed, a tough race yesterday, but a great chance to recover this morning from grid 5.
Yep, yesterday was unfortunate. I'd like to thank the team for working hard on the car late at night and to get it all fixed by now. Yeah, unfortunate what happened yesterday, and yeah, today looking to get a good start, good race, and see if I can finish in the top 5.
Good luck.
Ed Robinson, the young rookie for the US racing team, the German team of Gerhard Unger were 1, 2, 3, 4 going down into turn 1. 6 cars taking the start yesterday, only 2 would finish. Robinson out before the Roger chicane in a crash which brought out the safety car for the first of 3 times yesterday. He starts out at grid 5. Let's hear from the young Dutchman, Reno Frankart.
Renault grid 8 this morning, a chance to race for the podium after disaster over yesterday.
Yes, unfortunately I got involved in a racing accident, which is very unfortunate, but yeah, now we have the good tires for this race, so let's try to push for a podium. Let's go.
Thank you.
Reno Frankart van the Netherlands, 4th row of the grid, took a podium in the Italian Championship at the Paul Ricard circuit. Starts out of grid 7. This is the grid. Davide Ledini on pole position for the first time in. Out of 5, Ed Robinson, the Brit from Mallorca in Spain, starts alongside Maximilian Popov. Great run for the second PHM car. Lucas Samalisto in the wall yesterday after just 1 mile of racing. Starts out of grid 7 alongside Reno Frankart. Luca Vistoriano from Bucharest, grid 9, his best qualifying position of 2024. And then we go to Freddie Slater, the championship leader, Thomas Dolcemanes, Dion Gauda, Enzo Ye, Hiyu Yamakoshi, 3rd in the championship, Jack Beaton, Enya Freight, Everett Stack, Ethan Isher, Hudson Schwartz, 2nd race in Europe, and Gianmarco Pradell out in the first chicane yesterday. The 2 Art Grand Prix drivers from the F1 Academy Series, Aurelio Nobels, Bianca Bustamante, Jonsson, and Lynn Herdenius. Andrea Kostic, P6 for the Serbian yesterday. Kabira Anurag, Mattia Marchiante, Maxim Rem, and Olivieri, who was in contention for the podium yesterday. The AKM Motorsport driver, car 73, starts out of grid 29. But the young Italian, who is mentored by the former Le Mans 24-hour race winner, Dindo Capello, is quick. He starts back on the 15th row of the grid in the blue and white machine. Now, as you look at Kabira Anurag, from Sentosa Island, south of Singapore, or in the southern part of Singapore. 2nd Alpine F1 Academy driver, starting way back on the grid alongside Andrea Kostic. Kostic, though, P6, his best result of 2024, the Euro Series and the Italian Series for the Serbian, racing for the Dutch Van Amersfoort racing team. There is confirmation that Slater has arrived at the circuit this morning, 104 points as the championship leader. As we left the track last night, we thought Akshay Bora was P1, 96 points to 95. Freddie Slater crossing the line in P10. A great recovery for Freddie, who wrapped up the Italian Championship in Barcelona, Spain 7 days ago, looking to take his third Formula 4 title of 2024 after winning the Italian Series, the United Arab Emirates Formula 4 Championship. He is the championship leader, elevated to 5th after penalties. Slater, grid 10 here this morning as the cars go down through the newly profiled Ascari chicane. The track layout is identical, but you can see the new ripple strips flat over it. The cars will race. Massive work done here at the Temple of Speed in time for the recent Italian Formula One Grand Prix, which was, of course, won by Charles in the red car just 1 month ago to the day. Down through the Michele Alboreto Parabolica, Davide Ladini, pole position for the PHM racing team. The sun coming out to shine. It is a cool morning here. Barely 10 degrees Celsius at the moment. There is Kin Nakamura Berta. Robinson in car 15, out after just 1 mile of racing. Yesterday, a crash before the Roche chicane with Samalisto and Reno Francot. But a great chance to recover here this morning. Great to have your company wherever you are watching us live all around the world from one of the most famous racetracks on the planet. This is, of course, Monza, north of Milan, in the north of Italy, the first weekend of October. Summer is well and truly over in the Northern Hemisphere. Race 2, the final round of the 3-round challenge European Championship. The second generation racer, Davide Ladini, pole position for the first time in his car racing career. The golden AIX PHM car, starting alongside Akshay Bora. Second on the grid is the New Yorker, and he's also second in the series. The Dutch Van Amersfoort racing team watching on from pit lane. This is Enya Frey. In car 22 for the Swiss Jensen Motorsport team is the Swiss driver. 29 cars on the circuit here this morning, Sunday the 6th of October. Race 2, round 3. We decide the 2024 European Championship here today at the Temple of Speed. The green flag at the back of the grid, the revs rise, the 5 red lights here for the second time this weekend. We race. Great getaway from Ladini. Around the outside goes yesterday's race winner, Alex Powell, who tries to slot up into second place. Akshay Bora down the inside, around the outside. Akshay second on the grid, second in the series. Bora races on through to take the race lead. Ladini back to third. He's also been taken by Kin Nakamura Berta. Olivieri straight through the chicane. Maxim Ram, his disastrous weekend continues. Alex Powell immediately up into second place. Thankfully, a clean start for the moment as the field race their way up through Curva Grande, the big corner, up into the Roche chicane. The championship fight is on. Akshay Bora from grid 2, second in the series as Ladini goes straight ahead. And he's not the only one. Akshay, P1, Alex in second place. We would look for Slater. He's already gone through and taken one position. The championship leader up into P9. Through Lesmo 1, Lesmo 2. A clean start for the moment. Race 2 of 3, the penultimate race of the 2024 European Championship. Olivieri in the background has already got by Hedenuas, Bustamante, Marchiante, and Maxim Rem, who took pole position but crashed yesterday. The young German is having a disaster here this weekend. Visoriano, side by side with Samalisto. The Romanian and the Finn, they race straight over the newly profiled curves out of Ascari, but it's Akshay Bora who leads the way. Nakamura Berta ahead of Robinson. He's also lost a position. Slater's on the charge. Here comes Fast Freddy. In the background, Dion Gauda, Thomas Stoltemanis. Jack Beaton, Gianmarco Predel, Yamakoshi back in 16. Enzo Ye, Aurelia Nobel, she's made a nice start getting by Isha, Stack, Jonsson, and Hudson Schwartz. Across the line for the first time, Akshay goes P1. He's being shadowed by Alex Powell, who's trying to go 2 from 2. Luca Vistoriano in the background, right in the middle of that pack. Car 11 in position 11. Powell on the attack on the back of Akshay. Straight ahead, going through the chicane is Luca Samalisto from position 10. That's Vistoriano, who'll start grid 5 for race 3 this afternoon, holding his own. Ahead of Francot, Gauda. Stolchamanis just ahead, Nakamura Berta. Going through into P2 now. The Alpine F1 Academy Junior going by the Mercedes AMG Junior, who took victory yesterday, leading back into P4. The pole sitter, now with the championship leader, Freddie Slater breathing down his neck. Fast Freddie is flying from grid 10, he's in P5. He's the championship leader. Akshay Border is taking points out of the Englishman. We are in for a nail-biter here this afternoon. The championship to be decided in race 3 surely as Akshay Border leads down into Ascari. Under investigation, Reno Francot. The team were working on the car after the 3-minute board. Reno Francot, who's in position 10 at the moment, under investigation. That rarely ends well. In the background, off the road, one of the VAR drivers that looked to be Yamakoshi, in fact. Hiyu Yamakoshi, third in the championship, but not having a good run here in the third round of the championship. He took 2 victories in the first round at Mugello. At the moment, Yamakoshi outside the top 10. Border, Nakamura Berta. Alex Powell. Remember, Keen and Alex are teammates in the Prema Racing team. Kin Nakamura Berta for the Alpine F1 Junior Academy. Alex Powell, the Mercedes AMG Junior, Ladini just behind, and then Slater pop off. Superb is Maximilian Vistoriano. Ahead of Frey, Gianmarco Pradel, who was out after just 100 metres yesterday, and he's lost the front wing this morning. Marchiante going around out of the Ascari chicane. Does rejoin down in 28th place. Pradel's in trouble. There's Ladini keeping the championship lead up. Freddie Slater behind him into the Lesmo curves. Down through Saraglio under the old banking here at Monza. This just a moment ago. Bianca making very slight contact with Andrea. In fact, it was Aurelia Nobels in the other Art Grand Prix car. So Nobels. They have rejoined, though, for the moment, as the leaders go down through the Ascari chicane. Dion Gauda fastest on the circuit in the early stages of what has been a clean start to race 2 here this morning. That was a nervous moment there for Dion Gauda. Off into the gravel, does well to bring him back on track. Samalisto Francot, who is under investigation. Vistoriano, car 11, P11 still for the racing Romanian, for the Real Racing team. Slater just behind Ladini. The Italian holding the Brit off for the moment. He is still the championship leader. Akshay Bora is the race leader here this morning at Monza. Nakamura Berta now with a 53.074. Keen in P2 gets the slipstream, has a look at the back of Border. There's Powell. Ladini now starting to find some momentum, holding off Slater. Straight through the chicane, Frey and Samalisto and Vistoriano, this just a moment ago, smash through the polystyrene barrier. Mattia Marchiante, who took pole position at the legendary Enna Pergusa circuit in Sicily earlier on this year in the Italian Prototype Championship. As you look at a change for the lead, Kin Nakamura Berta goes through and takes Akshay Bora. Nicely done by the English-born Japanese driver. Kin Nakamura Berta, 5th in the championship. Debris on the circuit, it is only polystyrene. Luca runs straight through it and it disintegrates immediately. Ed Robinson, in fact, it was who lost the front wing earlier. And the Brit who spoke to Laudacola on the grid has just exited pit lane, so apologies to Marco. He's still in P14, Robinson rejoining. He's half a lap behind, praying for the safety car to come out. But for the moment, we've had a clean start to race 2 here at Monza. KNB goes P1, Border, Ladini, Slater and Powell. He's lost time. There's the news that Reno Front got. Well, he's got nothing to lose here this morning. Just needs to drive the wheels off that car. 25-second penalty. So no chance of taking a podium here this morning. Or even points for that matter. Reno Francot at the moment in P9, but a 25-second penalty. That's an FIA regulation for working on the car after the 3-minute border. Akshay Bora ranges up on the outside of Nakamura Berta. Slater down the inside of Larini. Nicola watching on from pit lane. His boy Davide is holding off the championship leader. Slater trying to get past as Borda sims it up the inside of King Nakamura Berta. Shades of Vettel and Alonso 1 decade ago. They go wheel to wheel into the Rocha chicane. Nakamura Berta on the inside to the right of your screen. Borda on the outside. Here comes Fast Freddy. Still Ladini holds off. Slater, but now Freddy gets the run on the inside of the Italian into Lesmo 1. Surely Freddy's going to take position 3. Ladini around the outside. Holds off for the moment. Still the debris on the circuit, straight through it. It's gone under the front wing of Davide Ladini's car. Hopefully it disintegrates. Slater now. He has to defend from the pole sitter, the Italian, who's fighting with the championship leader. King Nakamura Berta in P1. Stolchamanis goes by Powell. Alex Powell is falling back through the field. Yesterday's race winner back into P8. Francot, Frey, Samalisto, Beaton, Pradel, Yamakoshi in 14. Ahead of Luca Vistoriano, but King Nakamura Berta, as we come up to 1/3 race distance, he's in P1. Ladini retakes the place. Nice race from Davide. Nakamura Berta, the gap 0.3 of a second. Top speed in qualifying yesterday. Gianmarco Pradella, 247 kilometres an hour. Almost matching that here this morning in race 2. Border just shadowing King Nakamura Berta. Now it's Stolchamanis down the inside. Goes straight ahead through the chicane. Ladini does likewise. 4 Prema racing cars. Slater, Powell, Dion Gowder as well. Thomas Stolchamanis, lucky to still be in the race. Slater's fallen back to 5th place here this morning as we go past the 10-minute mark. 1/3 race distance. Race 2, the final round of the 2024 Euro 4 Championship, presented by WSK Promotion, together with the Automobile Club of Italy. As you watch Powell, Popov is right there as well. The PHM team in force this weekend. At the moment, they're still on the podium with Ladini. There's Alex Powell, losing positions earlier on. Now refines the momentum. Fighting with his teammates Stolchamanis. They were 1 and 3 yesterday, split by Border. Akshay finishing 2nd. He started 2nd on the grid this morning. He's 2nd this morning as they race down into the Ascari chicane. A much cleaner race, thankfully, here at Monza, compared to the chaos we had in race 1 yesterday. The championship almost certainly go down to the final race this afternoon between Bora and Slater. Reno Francot's having a good drive. Unfortunate, a 25-second penalty is coming his way. Regardless of what happens, the checkered flag here. As the Prema drivers, Powell and Stolchamanis and Slater just ahead. That's Maximilian Popov just behind. Slater pulls out, sorry, it's Powell who pulls out of the slipstream. Alex, the Jamaican, yesterday's race winner. Thomas, the Latvian. Powell on the outside, both former drivers, both former race winners in WSK World Karting, both with the Energy Corsa team. Powell in 80, Stolchamanis in 33. Popov, P7 in car 3. the second PHM racing car. Francott, Frey, Beaton, Pradell. The two Jensen Motorsport drivers ahead of the two Australians. Slayton finally goes through. He's up onto the podium and takes Ladini as Stoltermanis in the background goes straight ahead. Alex Powell slams the door closed on Maximilian Popov. Dion Gauda just behind. They go down through Saraglio as the sun finally comes out to shine and melts the fog which hovered over the circuit here this morning under the classic old banking, which despite a petition in the 1990s, thankfully was not demolished. The Temple of Speed, built in 1922, one of the most famous racetracks in the world. This is Jack Beaton just ahead. Race winner in the Italian Championship 7 days ago in Barcelona. As we go back to the fight for the front, into the Parabolica. Nakamura Bertha, Border, it is on behind. There is Popov, Powell, Dion Gauda, Reno Francott, with the penalty still coming his way. Beaton now inside the top 10. Frey, Pradell, Yamakoshi into 13 from Samalisto. Isha, Ye, Vistoriano, and Gustav Jonsson. Popov pulls out of the slipstream. Powell versus Maximilian. Akshay around the outside. Kin Nakamura Bertha holds P1 down into the chicane. Straight ahead, two of the Prema Racing drivers shortcutting the chicane, which used to be nothing but a gravel trap, and Popov has done likewise. Francott frustrated right behind, almost into the grass, and he's got a penalty coming his way at the end of the race as well. Into the Roger chicane, Francott, Reno, racing with yesterday's race winner Alex Powell just ahead in 80. Dion Gauda in car 50. Into the gravel, almost behind. Hiyu Yamakoshi trying to keep his championship hopes alive, trying to break inside the top 10. Hiyu Yamakoshi, 83 points in the series. Freddie Slater, 104. Akshay Border, 96. Hiyu Yamakoshi, P13, will get nothing this morning. He is still third in the championship, which will certainly go down to the final race this afternoon here at Monza. Kin Nakamura Bertha starting to pull away now from Akshay Border. There's Yamakoshi going through. Hiyu in car 6 behind Popov, ahead of Frey, Samalisto, Isha, Ye, Rem, Vistoriano, Jonsson, who was on the podium at Mugello. The Swede who came to Monza 4th in the championship, down to 19th ahead of Olivieri, who made that great start, but the AKM Motorsport driver for the moment only in P20. The gap last time at 0.4 seconds. It stays the same. A 52.555 for Kin Nakamura Bertha. Slater is catching them as Kin locks up. It is the Prema Racing Team, 1 and 3. Split by Border. Another lock up from Alex Powell. He's still in P6, third rookie at the moment. Maxim Rem. Fastest lap now, 51.341 for the German who started on pole position yesterday. Not a great start, but he's stormed back to position 17 in 71 and goes fastest. We move into the second half of the race. Jack around the outside, goes straight ahead. Alex Powell frustrated. Takes the position. Likewise for Reno Francott. Tamako Pradell just behind as well. Gauda, Popov has fallen back to 11th. It's Dion in 50. Maximilian and Hio in P12. Nakamura Bertha, Border, and the championship leader, Freddie Slater. Into the Ascari chicane. Beaton, Pradell, the two teammates, Francott. Gauda, Popov, Hiyu Yamakoshi. Needs a miracle to take the championship seemingly now. As Freddie Slater, the championship leader, his closest rival in the series, ranges up behind Akshay Bora. First and second in the series are second and third on the road. Kin Nakamura Bertha, 5th in the championship. desperate to try and keep his championship hopes alive. He leads the race. The Alpine F1 Academy junior driver who won a Paul Ricard in the south of France in the Italian Championship. Former junior World Kart Racing champion. P1 under attack from Akshay down into turn 1. Ferociously fast speeds. 244 kilometres an hour for Border. That's 3 slower, or just 3 off the fastest we've seen so far this weekend. In fact, the former junior World Kart Racing champions, first and third. As we see Popov run off the road in the background, he's going backwards. Maxim Rem, again carving through the field. This is Samalisto, head of Ethan Isher. Border around the outside, needs to make a move soon, goes wide. He opens the door, surely for Slater into Lesmo 1. This gives King Nakamura Berta ever so slightly, just a little bit of breathing space into Lesmo 2. They race down under the old banking through Saraglio. It used to be virtually a chicane when the circuit was built more than 1 century ago. Barely a flat-out kink now. That is Saraglio under the old banking into Ascari. Lavini still fighting for the podium. Here's Davide. P4 for the first PHM car. Well, he is the first PHM car. Stolchamanis, P5 in car 33. Gianmarco up into P6. Great drive from the Sydney sider. Ahead of Powell and beaten. Gauda Yamakoshi now into the points, into the top 10. It's just a single point, but it's better than a few laps ago when he was languishing back in 13th position. Samalisto, this is down into Ascari just a moment ago. Locks up the front right, goes straight ahead. Through Ascari. And again, not to harp on. No, we will harp on it. That is how you define track limits. A gravel trap which does not exist any longer into the Rocha chicane, where the all too easy option is just to, well, we'll just go straight ahead. Not an option at Ascari. As Lucas Samalisto just found out the hard way, as Akshay Border now ranges up the inside. Border back into the lead. He'll be on the outside, but he's made the pass. Akshay Border second in the series, now first in the race. Nice pass. Watch Fast Freddy, the championship leader, just behind. Goes in deep to Akshay. Misses the breaking point. What a pass from Freddy. Goes up the inside and takes his Prema Racing teammate. Nakamura Berta holds him off though. The former junior World Kart Racing champion, second and third. Akshay Border, the New Yorker. P1 for the US racing team. Nakamura Berta, Slater, Stoltemanis, the Prema Racing drivers. 2, 3 and 4. Back to Ladini, who's watching this battle, trying to drag himself back onto the podium in the Golden Car 16. Pradell is not out of this. Look at Gianmarco as the first fight. We go into the final third of the race. Gianmarco Pradell is catching the leaders. That's the Sydney sider. His teammate, his countryman, Jack Beaton just behind, goes by yesterday's race winner, Alex Powell. Stoltemanis has a look at Slater into the Michele Alboreto Parabolica. Border P1, but will give the slipstream. Maybe he won't because he's come out of there nicely. And the gap, 0.3 of a second, just enough to hold off King Nakamura Berta for the moment. He's staring at the left side mirror. The championship on the line here this weekend at the Temple of Speed. Stoltemanis has a look at Slater. Freddie closes him off, goes in deep. That was not an attack on his teammate. It was a defense on his second teammate, the Latvian. Stoltemanis, Ladini's there. Watch Gianmarco. He is flying. Pradell, last time around, a 51.6. Last time around for Akshay Bora, a 53 dead. Gianmarco Pradell is catching them hand over fist as the first 5 fights. Freddie Slater, car 27, the championship leader. What a year the Englishman has had. The ADD management driver. Trying to take his third Formula 4 championship of 2024. But needs to be smart here. Akshay Border At the moment, quickly doing some mathematics, there will be barely a point between both Akshay and Freddie going into the final race this afternoon. Kin Nakamura Bertha, second place. He starts grid 1 for the final race of the 2024 Euro 4 Series. There's Ladini, P5. His best result so far of 2024, but the problem is he's got the two Australians catching him. Pradell in car 12, beaten in 45. Alex, yesterday's race winner, third rookie, with, I would suggest, a well-worn set of Pirelli tyres. Just the 8 tyres for the 2 qualifyings and the 3 races here. The drivers, the team need to manage them best. Alex Powell, yesterday's race winner, trying to hold on to the leading pack. Yamakoshi now up into P9 from Dion Gowda. A clean race, thankfully, here this morning after the chaos yesterday as Thomas Dolchemanis down the inside. The 2 Prema Racing teammates, respect from both of them. Nerves from Angelo Rossin watching on from pit lane. There's Larini. Look at Gianmarco. He's almost in the fight for the lead. Pradell with a 51.8 last time, 0.4 of a second faster than Bora. Beaton's there, Powell's there. That's Yamakoshi in the background, straight ahead from Thomas Dolchemanis. Thomas Dolchemanis locks up on what is still a cold circuit. Gianmarco Pradell now on the back of the Latvian. This into the Roger chicane just a moment ago. Into the grass and the mud. That's why the Latvian went straight ahead, aided by the fact that the gravel trap was removed several seasons ago. More runoff area than there is at a Tesco car park down into the Roger chicane. And that helps Thomas Dolchemanis, but he's just been passed by Pradell. He's up in a P5. What to drive from Gianmarco. Jack right behind his Beaton. Their teammate in P1, Border from Nakamura Bertha, still fighting for the lead. 5:50 left on the clock. KNB on the back of Akshay. Won't make the move. Will wait. Will get the slipstream as they race across the line in just a moment at well over 240 kilometres an hour. Minimum downforce setting here at Monza. The Tatuus T421 chassis, 187 horsepower. Front wing just 3 degrees. The rear wing, it is almost horizontal. The A5 setting on these cars, as low ride height as possible. Minimal caster, minimal camber as Jack Beaton tries to turn in, tries to get car 45 to bite. And Thomas takes him back. Pradell in P5. Beaton on the inside of Stolchemanis. That's Powell in the background, yesterday's race winner. Rides over the ripple strip. Thomas on the inside. Pradell now on the outside. Still Kin Nakamura Bertha shadowing the back of Akshay Border. Through the Roger chicane, 4:44 plus 1 lap. A clean race here this morning. Gustav Jonsson, incidentally, who's been on the podium multiple times. He's back in 14th place, but he's just set the fastest lap of the race. Gustav with a 1:51.409 is almost 1 second a lap faster than Akshay Bora. Last time round for Akshay, a 52.128. Jonsson a 51.4, so what, 7/8 of a second faster than the race leaders is Gustav Jonsson as Gianmarco down the inside. Larini closes the door on car 12. Davide Larini still just a step off the podium. The championship leader just ahead of him. The championship leaders, plural, because Akshay Border, we believe, would be tied for points going into the final race of the Euro 4 Championship this afternoon. McLaren Jr. Ugo Ukachukwu taking last year's European Championship title. The decider at Barcelona in Spain in 2023. Winning the title from James Wharton and Akshay Border. He was third in 2023. He would be tied for points with Freddie Slater going into race 3 this afternoon as Kin Nakamura Bertha dives down the inside. Akshay has to think about the championship. And the Japanese star goes on through. Freddie now behind Akshay. First and second in the championship, now third and second in the race. The rest of the field go on through. Nakamura Bertha, Slater into the Rocher chicane. The two Prema Racing drivers gang up. Border slams the door closed and says, no, you don't, to Fast Freddy. Pradell is fighting for the podium. What a comeback for car 12. Gianmarco locks up. Will get the run on Freddie Slater. A nice exit from Gianmarco Pradell. Has come storming through. This is an outstanding drive from Gianmarco Pradell, who started back on grid 20. The driver from Sydney, Australia, is now in P4 on the back of the driver from the British Midlands. Dives down the inside into Ascari. Freddie closes the door on Gianmarco. Ledini back in 5 with a fine drive still. His best of 2024. What a race here this morning. Ledini under attack. Sends Stolchamanis to the outside. Nakamura Bertha, though, he's pulling away from Akshay Border. The gap out to 0.8 of a second. Gianmarco tries the inside very briefly. Freddie closes the door. Tries to keep that wheel as straight as possible. Gianmarco Pradell will get the slipstream. Just reminding you, yesterday in qualifying, the first time we've had a dry track this weekend, Gianmarco Pradell fastest through the speed trap at 247 kilometres an hour. He's on the back of Slater. He's around the outside of Slater, fighting for the podium with the championship leader. GMP goes through to P3. What a pass from Pradell from grid 20. He's up onto the podium. Outstanding from Gianmarco. Pradell's on the podium from the 10th row of the grid. He's just taken the championship leader. Slater back to 4. Stolchamanis, Larini beaten. Powell, Yamakoshi P9. It is on for the championship decider this afternoon. And it's also on for the race victory here this morning. Beaten, fighting with Larini. He shortcuts the chicane like so many others have done all weekend. Not only in the Formula 4 Championship, but also in the Italian GT3 Championship, the Sprint Series, which has also been decided here this weekend at Monza. Beaten, Stolchamanis, and yesterday's race winner, the Jamaican Alex Powell. Possibly the penultimate lap of the race as the Prema Racing team watch on from pit lane. Depending on when they cross the line, it is a 30-minute plus a one-lap race. It will be tight, so possibly 2 to go. Although more likely it will be the last lap displayed, or the last lap board displayed this time around. Kin Nakamura Bertha. Akshay Bora, Pradell. Surely Gianmarco can't win this. He'll be praying for another lap. It looks as though the last lap board, though, will be displayed just in time. That's the 30-minute mark. And the last lap board comes out for Kin Nakamura Bertha for the Prema Racing team, the Alpine F1 Academy driver. Border to move into the equal lead of the championship. Gianmarco Pradell fighting for the race victory. 51-1. Border on the outside. His teammate, Kin Nakamura Bertha, locks up. Surely Gianmarco can't win this from grid 20. He's in 3rd. He's got his teammate just ahead. The now championship leader, Akshay Border. What a finale we've got at 3:30 local time this afternoon. Border on the outside, Kin Nakamura Bertha. He's on the inside, GMP in P3, trying to take the both of them. Into the Rocher chicane for the final time. Clean exit for all 3 of them, and watch Slater. He's intelligent, this kid from the British Midlands. He's already won 2 Formula 4 championships in 2024, sitting there in P4, watching his championship rival in 2nd place. This is the last lap of a fantastic race here at the Temple of Speed, which is being led by the English-born Japanese Alpine F1 Academy junior Kin Nakamura Bertha. Down into the Ascari chicane for the final time. Border in 2nd place. The Euro 4 Championship for 2024 will be decided this afternoon between Akshay Border and Freddie Slater. Nakamura Bertha checks the left side mirror. The US racing drivers 2nd and 3rd into the Michele Alboreto Parabolica for the final time. GMP in P3 locks up. But it's the Japanese Alpine F1 Academy Junior, Kin Nakamura races across the line to take the checkered flag. He wins a sensational race here this morning. Border in second. Bradell, what a drive. GMP in position 3 from grid 20. Slater fourth. The championship fight is on this afternoon between Akshay Border and Fast Freddy Slater. This is the race winner. The best Formula 4 race of 2024. That was superb. Kin Nakamura from Japan is the race winner here this morning at the Temple of Speed, which is, of course, Monza. Nakamura for the Prema Racing Team, P1. And a deserved victor here this morning. Even the marshals are applauding that. That was outstanding. Slater P4. Ladini has come home in position 5. Great drive from the pole sitter. Will be disappointed to miss the podium. But a brilliant effort from Davide Ladini. Holds off Peyton Stolchamana's pal Yamakoshi P9. And Max Imrem, after crashing out, or being more accurately, crashed out yesterday, has come storming through to pick up the final point in 10th place. Gianmarco Bradella, 51.179, the fastest lap of the race. What a fantastic start to the day here. The penultimate race of the 9-race Euro 4 Series Championship. Kin Nakamura, also the first rookie home, takes the victory. A brilliant drive, intelligent drive as well, to hold off the championship contender, Akshay Border. Gianmarco Bradell, GMP in P3 from Slater. Ladini beaten Stolchamana's pal Yamakoshi. Rem just beats home Dion Gauda and Gustav Jonsson for the final position inside the top 10. It is on this afternoon, the Drivers' Championship to be decided. The Prema Racing Team have added another trophy to their cabinet. They have taken the team's title. Look at this, just 2 points between Freddie Slater and Akshay Border. And with that, Hiryu Yamakoshi is eliminated from the title chase. He's still third from Nakamura. So the fight for third in the championship is between the two Japanese drivers. Hiryu Yamakoshi on 85 points, and with that victory, Kin Nakamura, 82 points. So the drivers from England, New York, and the two drivers from the Land of the Rising Sun, 3 and 4. And Thomas Stolchamanis, 5th in the series. This is the race winner, and a deserving winner as well. Kin Nakamura takes his second victory in Formula 4 racing here in Europe in 2024. The former junior World Kart Racing champion, that was at Campillos in the south of Spain for the Forza Racing Team, steps up onto the nose of car 51, the Alpine F1 Academy Junior. The English-born Slovakian Japanese driver for the Italian team in the European Series. Team manager Goffredo Piro done an outstanding job. The Prema Racing Team have won the team's title as well in the Euro Series for 2024. Just 2 points separating Freddie Slater. He's the championship leader on 116. And Akshay Border on 114. Angelo Rosin, who founded the Prema Racing Team back in 1980-something, 82, 83. Alex Powell, yesterday's race winner. He'll fight back in race 3 this afternoon. There's Gianmarco in the background. And this is him on screen from grid 20. GMP comes home in P3. Jamie watching on from Sydney. Adam as well. Mate, what a drive from your boy. Border in second place, second in the championship. Kin Nakamura takes victory here this morning, and he's speaking to Laura Cola.
Very clear but tough race, and congratulations, your first victory.
Yeah, first win here in Euro 4 in Monza. It was an amazing race, really tough. The slipstream was hard to break. there was moments in the race where I felt like maybe I've gotten away, but it wasn't the case. Much cleaner race compared to yesterday, no safety cars, but it's a mega race, racing with the US car behind. It was tough, but I just tried to keep composure. Knowing Monza, I just hoped for the best, but never knew what could happen. But yeah, the car was good. Team didn't make a job, and I did my part and managed to win the race. Not much more to add to that.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Race 2 here at Monza, and it was the race of the season. Ladini from pole position made a great getaway. Alex Powell, yesterday's race winner, around the outside of Akshay Border, who would ultimately come home in position 2 to bring the championship fight down to the final race of the 2024 Euro 4 Series. Gianmarco Pradel started out of grid 20, but was storming his way through the field. Soon inside the top 10, this was Aurelia Nobels, making very slight contact with Andrea Kostic, who finished 6th yesterday, but finishes right down the order this morning. Nakamura, Berta and Border. This was brilliant single-seater racing here in Europe. Ladini comes home to P5 despite not the cleanest drive, but he did hold his own with the championship leaders. Luca Samalisto straight through the gravel at the Ascari chicane, just reminding you that is how you define correctly track limits. Border going wheel to wheel with Kin Nakamura Berta, briefly going back into the race lead. Akshay Border looked headed to victory, but Kin Nakamura Berta fought back. Thomas Stoltemanis, very slight contact with his teammate, with the championship leader, Freddie Slater, into the Rocha chicane. Slater from 7th to 6th caught up to the 5 leaders and was soon by Larini into P4. The checkered flag came out. Kin Nakamura Berta takes his first win of the Euro Series. Akshay Border P2, Gianmarco Pradel in P3. The championship, just 2 points between Freddie Slater on 116, Akshay Border on 114 points. The Euro 4 Championship to be decided at 3:30 local time here at the Temple of Speed this afternoon. Gianmarco will have the biggest smile on his face when he steps out onto the podium in just a moment. Gianmarco Pradel steps onto the podium. Yes, look at that smile. His father John watching on from 20,000 kilometres away. From 5,000 miles away. Akshay's father Bonti watching on from, maybe he's in Singapore, not New York. Regardless, well done to Akshay. Kin Nakamura Berta takes victory here at Monza. The great Mr. Giancarlo Minardi presents the 3rd place trophy to Gianmarco. 2nd place to Akshay Border, and Kin Nakamura Berta takes his first victory of the Euro 4 Series in 2024. The Prema Racing team have won the team's title for 2024 in the European Championship. We have raced 8 times in 2024 in the Euro 4 Championship, 3 rounds starting at Mugello, the magnificent Red Bull Ring in Austria, and here at the home of the Italian Formula 1 Grand Prix. 3 rounds, the Challenge Series, the European Championship, 9 races. We've raced 8 times. We've got 1 to go. There are just 2 points separating Freddie Slater on 116 and the driver to the left of your screen, Akshay Border, on 114 points. The championship, the European Formula 4 Championship, to be decided this afternoon. The 2 US racing drivers, Akshay and Gianmarco, will wait for the rookie podium as well. Kin Nakamura Berta, P1 outright, and he's also taken the rookie victory as well. To Marco Pradel, what a drive. GMP in P3 after crashing out after barely 100 metres yesterday. Akshay Bora, 114 points. Second in the series to Freddie Slater on 116 points. Kin Nakamura Berta, his second Formula 4 win of 2024. Kin Nakamura Berta also taking victory in the rookie standings. This is the rookie podium. Yesterday's race winner outright, his first outright victory. A well-worn set of Pirelli tyres, but he brings it home in third place in the rookie trophy. It's the Jamaican sensation again, Alex Powell. Third in the rookie podium for the Mercedes Junior. Watch out for him in race 3 this afternoon. Thomas Stoltemanis, second in the rookie series, or the rookie race. He's just got better and better throughout 2024. Kin Nakamura Berta, rookie race win, and the outright race win here this morning. Alex Powell, third. Thomas Stoltemanis, second. Both the former Energy Corsa racing drivers and the former Junior World Kart racing champion with the Forza racing team. Kin Nakamura Berta, outright victory and the rookie race win here this morning. There is no Formula One Grand Prix this afternoon. You've got no excuse to miss what promises to be an outstanding, nail-biting, deciding race for the 2024 European Formula 4 Championship. Kin Nakamura Berta takes the victory, just 2 points, separating Slater and Akshay Bora. Join us for race 3 this afternoon here at the Temple Speed, the European Formula 4 Championship. We'll see you then.